Welcome to the second episode of Scope. I'm your host, Tracy Pa. The beginning of the policing here for the National Capital District Police began with a parade on Tuesday, the 30th of January 2024 at the Boroko Police Station in Port Moresby. Officers from zones in the NCD Command attended the parade. The parade was hosted by NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika. He reminded police officers of their roles and responsibilities as they commence a new year of operations. Interim NCD or Central Assistant Commissioner of Police Peter Guinness stressed that residents look to them as peacekeepers and protectors of the law. They are incumbent to what their profession requires of them. The year 2024 did not get off to a great start for residents in the capital city and more so for the NCD police personnel. As we speak, a number of business houses are rebuilding from ashes, literally. Wednesday, January 10th set a very sad precedence for Port Moresby residents and its visitors, but more so for the business houses that were looted, set on fire and bent down to the ground. For police personnel, Wednesday 10th attested that their guard is down when they show a slightest sign of rebellion. It triggers great tragedy. What started as a call for fair pay ended in mass looting, reports of physical and sexual assault, and even death. "20 days after the January 10th tragedy, a parade for NCD police personnel took place at the Boroko Police Station. It was hosted by the NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika. The parade hosted by the NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika aims to remind the police force of their roles and responsibilities before they carry on their duty to provide security to the people of PNG this year. It was also hosted to highlight the performance of the year 2023 leading into the year 2024. Sika, who was joined by Interim NCD or Central Assistant Commissioner of Police Peter Guinness, addressed police personnel during the parade.
A parade signifies the starting of a new year of 2024. 2024 here, I decided to host this parade on behalf of my divisional commander to make sure that we give some highlights on our performance last year up to this year, January. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can be all aware of these situations which we went through 3 weeks ago, all right, without any turbulences, we went into a situation where the sea was not rough, all right, there was no danger. But every Metropolitan Command, when this Metropolitan Command, I call it an every Metropolitan boat that sank 3 weeks ago because of a human error within the rank and file.
Sika said the police force in NCD started off the year on a bad note because of human error in the payroll system. The protest led to unforeseen events that tarnished the reputation of the NCD police force.
We are accountable for all the promises that we made every day, every second of our life that we are working. But it's sad to see that we have gone astray individually, and the public perception about us has always been.
He said the oath each police officer took is a promise that was overlooked on the 10th of January. He reminded police officers that they are obligated under oath to perform policing duties in the community. He would like that this year police presence must be visible in the community.
It took us many years to build our reputation and integrity where we are, but you damaged and you destroyed us. That is why the year is going to be tough going forward. And I'm going to own all the unit commanders, joint commanders, DSCs, everybody that reports to me will be accountable. I will not fear anybody. I will do my job diligently as I am required.
The Metsup said the best strategy that the police hierarchy can do is to direct the responsibility of behavior change for its personnel to the police station commanders.
As you can see the consequences. People who are employed in the social network, they are left without anything. And coming over there, school and open. So when will their parents be able to find support to bring their children to school? Environment government. So we must not see that to happen again. This has to stop. As the Metsup rightly said, I will not go on to what the Metsup said. You blessed up over time of right, so I'll cut my story short. And going by what the Metsup said, and this is what is going to happen in Port Moresby. Port Moresby and City Blue. Why we talk Port Moresby and City Blue? So this will be our responsibility, your responsibility, my responsibility, to give that confidence back to the community, to bring it back. And they must see and understand and appreciate that yes, police force has started. And we are here to stay. We're not going to chicken around, we're not going to mug around with what has happened. This is like go finish. Water is how I flow one time, that's water. The same water will not reverse and come back. So what has happened has gone. So let us collect ourselves together as a team and as a unit and as an organization. Then let's go forward. Maru City should no law and order in Port Moresby City because Port Moresby City, as we always say, is our city.
ACP Guinness said the government and the people of Papua New Guinea look upon the police force to maintain the rule of law, providing sufficient security to the people of this country. Guinness said what transpired on the 10th of January has shaken public trust. It is incumbent on NCD Police to work harder this year to gain the trust back. Meanwhile, Metsup Sika and ACP Guinness said tougher measures will be applied this year and many changes will take place to ensure police personnel change the way they conduct policing work, making it more sufficient and effective. After the break, Yangoru-Saussia continues to set standards in development in East Sepik. Join me after the break as Maricela Calaton reports on a new lot of infrastructure projects come to fruition. Late in January and early this month, the Yangoru-Saussia District in East Sepik Province witnessed significant groundbreaking ceremonies, announcements and launches of key infrastructure, services and facilities for development enabling initiatives. Leading these significant and much overdue initiatives is local Member of Parliament Richard Maru. Here's a look at some of the initiatives captured in each visit.
The district of Yangoru-Saussia in East Sepik Province in the past month witnessed the delivery of essential services and the launch of vital economic and social infrastructure led by local member Richard Maru, who is also the Minister for International Investment and Trade. On Monday, 29 January, the local District Development Authority, led by MP Maru, launched the construction of the multi-million Kina Bararat Bridge. Upon completion, Bararat Bridge will serve 14 villages of the district, spanning 36 meters with a total cost of 6 million Kina. The The bridge is expected to be complete in 3 months' time.
This is a neglected area where we are feeling pain for close to 40 to 50 years. We are stop come na. Pain we are feeling low here, we are feeling plenty pain same all bodies, especially we are feeling long walk, we are come put him layer with him in long. Tight his leg or else we are put the tube na crossover na go upside. Sometimes PMP losing more people there, we are sleep there na wait. If suppose we are walking back load na come again, we are wait until tight him leg, we are look color town. Na plenty important commitments low town, we are go failing because we don't have go through because this la ongoing issue where plenty lives we plan trying to save him only die or this la bridge station.
Time the weather in right me plan danu sa go to school some time the style place. Bisa pain hat to go to school so big tight waram sa makan ta Australia mountain hato. Lili mangi belum plan swim me plan want to swim na basa.
Furthermore, Minister Maru's visit in late January also facilitated the opening of a new Mama Bank branch in the district. The bank will facilitate a new district credit guarantee scheme called Putim na Kisim.
We like si Mama Bank come because moral blongol ani lo microfinance window blongol. All by gona obi mola kanta you stop it lo place. Most mothers cannot come all the way here to accessing banking services. Also now this week like under my leadership we will current banking call lo place. So you stop it lo where lo place bank must come na pani lo place for you. All by go to one place now working business training to teach more mama papa lo place how to work in business. So all by sabe osem how to save money, how to apply the loan, and both the bank lo go na working money more calling what man call him financial literacy training ya me like mama bank must go na run him training lo one place. So to teach him online blow him lo how lo save money na sim loan na building more business lo.
Maru appeals to the district people to make use of the opportunity by opening bank accounts and to practice saving.
Hama mas trade lo mama bank yam kam lo district lo Yangoru-Saussia. Because me plenty me bin go open account lo vivek. Na me like si loan lo vivek me tingi masao bamla bam kari go lo vivek lo ko kam lo beti loan. Na now this la bank os kam straight lo district lo me mama me informal mama lo market me mama straight. Ba isi lo me lo puti money lo bank lo le here me withdraw na me okay market lo la main market lo me.
Meantime, earthworks for a new modern market at Holik village in West Yangoru LLG has begun. The DDA has funded 50,000 Kina for the initial phase of the project, which is currently in progress.
Holik place, Holik number 2. Nibla na kisomble service yet. Na nibla na kisomble service yet nibla kisomble elementary that's all. Ose na lo market belum nibla. No one block kubla market market la inu dan that's all. Only don't go can about. All same na. All family meri pini belum nibla. All sekar market you go all se panim place where market is selling. Also,
and that wasn't the end of it. On Monday, 5th February, Port Moresby and Wingay High School received visits from the Education Department and the Provincial Education Division upon invite from Minister Maru and the DDA. Port Moresby High School in the West Yangoru LLG of Yangoru-Saussia District also witnessed the opening of its new 4-in-1 classroom, fully equipped with chairs and desks for students to start using this year, and a new office. The classrooms and an office, which cost the Yangoru-Saussia DDA over 400,000 Kina to complete, was officially opened by the Minister for Education, the late Jimmy Uguro. Minister Uguro committed 1 million Kina to support the school to build a fully kitted science lab at Port Moresby High School as the national government's contribution to support the efforts of the Yangoru-Saussia DDA. During that same tour, the district also witnessed the announcement of the groundbreaking ceremony marking the elevation of the school from a junior high school to a secondary school and also to commence the construction of the secondary school. It was these engagements that marked the late Minister Uguro's final days leading up to his passing. The minister will be remembered for his challenge for the country to raise qualified, educated, and smart individuals.
Big plan go. One man married no respect him family. All work lo kill him or some more pig. That's why you may go can education and reform him. So you may control him quality. So all picking come out of grade 10, grade 12, grade 10. That's a mindset by change. So that's why big plan talk is people make him. So me happy lo me ogada. You may look back 1975 na come. You may come long road. Now when I'm something you may make him wrong. Now you may stop here. By tomorrow by you may go away.
Education Secretary Uke Kombra commended Minister Maru for his leadership in the district. He encouraged the children in the district that they too have the same capacity as anyone in Papua New Guinea to excel academically.
All students you got work long walking. You don't have no teachers to making, but all students you have to also do your part. To study hard, to take what the teachers are telling you, but also do more than what the teachers are telling you. Effort, commitment from all students is very critical. Richard Maru, yes, also we play the South Pinis. I mean, one plus role play leader along national government, no state. Was a minister of commerce and industry before, and now he's supplying international investment and trade. And we're a very important economic portfolio. But apart from the state responsibility, we got long end. Me looking over the years of some responsibility in leadership and long education, long country, but long district. I mean lead long this plan. We play go out, long planning in all districts, the provinces. Me too, somewhere or some long district, long minister, long me. And me working one plan, strong play leadership, long education. And me also minister that's all. Long overall infrastructure, long investment, long teacher training, the curriculum. Now another play interventions I make him too. But me looking for some long Yangoru, or some Honorable Richard Maru. And we got big plan, long plan vision too. Long how I mean like looking for some change must come up long community. Not change the Papua New Guinea, but come up long education. I must go forward. On some block you may got coffee, some block you got gold. But lo Yangoru, minister me looking for some. We got strong plan thinking was some old man. And strong plan a long term investment. So I mean okay big plan investment. I need lo DDA. About to blow him now, natural resources long make him education must go lead lo Papua New Guinea, not all districts.
It is clear that Minister Maru is a force to be reckoned with, a visionary leader with a plan to advance his district through education, economic development, and entrepreneurship. And although the shocking passing of late Education Minister Jimmy Guro is untimely, his legacy of leading the reform of education in the country will hopefully inspire the next generation of leaders from the Yangoru-Saussia District, the district in which he last addressed before his passing.
Antibiotics being sold on the street is nothing new. It has been accessible and cheap to the middle and low-class Papua New Guineans for years. Recently, medical doctors are advising against this activity. One reason being that the body may develop a resistance because the medicine does not come with a prescription or instruction on how much a person can take at one time. The sale of medical drugs on the streets is more than common in Papua New Guinea. This includes sales in unlicensed retailers. People are actively purchasing because of immediate needs, particularly amoxicillin, Panadol, and other stress relief medication. While people buy them out of desperation, what they don't realize is that these drugs can be harmful. Chief Executive Officer of Port Moresby General Hospital, Dr. Paki Mulumi, and fellow medical expert and owner of Alliance Medical Clinic, Dr. Stanley Ya Igi, shared their concerns on this alarming trend.
Inasmuch as sellers want to put food on the table for their families, they forget that they are engaging in a very dangerous business, one that concerns the lives of people. Chief Executive Officer of Port Moresby General Hospital, Dr. Paki Mulumi cautioned the public to be wise when they buy medical drugs on the streets or unlicensed dealers, to rethink their decision. These drugs are not always safe, even the common amoxicillin or painkillers like Panadol.
Yes, drugs, medicines are good, but they are also dangerous. That's why only the doctors prescribe it, and they give the dose, the time, according to the weight of the patient. So it's not something that you just go and pick up elsewhere and then take it. So it should be given through a prescription. And selling on the marketplaces on the street, it's not through a prescription. So you are putting yourself at risk by taking those drugs.
Dr. Mulumi further explained that drugs like amoxicillin and Panadol, mostly seen on street markets, are labeled. Amongst important messages on the label is the information of room temperatures at which the drugs must be stored. He said street drugs are not stored appropriately and at required room temperature, which can cause tablets to lose their potency or strength and becomes useless to take. Dr. Mulumi added that medical prescriptions, the number of doses you should take, and when to take it is only given by a medical professional. That is doctors and nurses. Street sellers do not prescribe medication. They only give out the drugs and the patients take them anyhow, and this is very risky.
As I've said, the medicine is to be prescribed by a doctor, yes. Okay, so get it from the hospitals or from the clinics or from a place where you get a prescription so that you advise properly on when antibiotic to get. Don't get the medicines that are sold on the street. I think that's a total no. You don't need to get it. Yes. You don't know the content of medicine inside as well. Yes. What's inside? Maybe they're expired. They may be expired. They may not be enough of the antibiotic itself. Or they may be fake. Yes. So it's better to get it from a licensed pharmacist. That's why the National Department of Health Pharmaceutical Division gives a license to pharmacists to operate, so that when doctors write a prescription, you go to those licensed pharmacists to get the antibiotic, because what they are selling is actually been specified goes through a process to make sure that it's the right antibiotic or it's the right medicine, and it is in the right dose.
Another concern is that patients do not get proper diagnostic tests to determine their diseases. They just buy the street medicines in the hope to cure their ailment. Through diagnostic tests, the type of diseases can be determined, whether the patient has pneumonia or typhoid or has some serious respiratory diseases, for example. Upon this, a medical prescription is made and patients can seek appropriate medical assistance that will cure them. Another worrying sign is that, in search of quick recovery, people forget that they feed the body poor medicine that can lead to their disease developing medical resistance.
Drugs. Of course, the common drugs people know are amoxil, flucloxacillin for sore throat, or if you have a sore on your body, you go for amoxil that's sold on the street. But the problem with that is that when you do not complete the treatment, the bug becomes resistant. Okay, resistant means that next time you get that same infection and you try to get amoxil is not going to work for you. Yes, and that resistant bug can be transmitted to another person as well. So we are creating an environment for these bugs to multiply and then to spread. So use of antibiotics is is the biggest problem that we have, abuse of the use of especially the antibiotics that leads to the resistant bacteria that's affecting that many of these small common diseases that you can still treat with basic antibiotics are no longer working now. That's why now we have to go for the most high end of the antibiotics, which are more expensive. But if we are able to manage these basic antibiotics like amoxicillin and treat the patient, or when you have the infection, you get a complete dose. That can only be done through a prescription and advised by the doctor. That street teller or seller will not advise you about this.
Fellow medical professional Dr. Tara Susuke runs private medical centers Kainantu Pharmacy and Kainantu Medical Center, based in Kainantu, Eastern Highlands Province. Dr. Susuke expressed a similar concern. He said pharmacies and private health centers obtained licenses from the PNG Medical and Pharmacy Board to operate as medicine suppliers under regulations. But street sellers are not licensed to do so. They are not health professionals either, and they should not be selling antibiotic drugs because it is a serious risk. Dr. Susuke said the real question is that where are these street sellers getting their medical drug supplies to sell them on the streets? He said when they answer this question thoroughly and find out the supplier, it can slow down this trend. The Kainantu Pharmacy and Kainantu Medical Center CEO further said provincial health authorities should step in to solve this life-threatening issue. He said the PHA should use drugs and cosmetic law to punish the street sellers so that they can learn what they are doing is wrong. Dr. Susuke added that PHA should also investigate where these street sellers get their supplies from. This should minimize the issue. Both doctors, Dr. Paki Malumi and Dr. Tara Susuke, are urging the general public to take into consideration the risk involved in buying this medication or off-the-shelf medication from unlicensed retailers. They are also urging the public to seek medical assistance at proper health facilities and licensed pharmacies when they are sick or in need of medical assistance.
Until next Sunday, I'm Tracy Pa. See you then.